This is the second part of the conversation I had with Nicole. If you missed part 1, be sure and listen to the last episode. This is part 2. Okay, so you've mentioned a really great menu, some really good sides, and you've also mentioned some shortcuts and time savers. Is there anything else you would add to either one of those categories? Anything else that you would say to do this to save time, or should we move on?
So essential, I think, for anyone who is cooking continuously, which who isn't, right? I mean, in our subculture, you need your pressure pot or instant pot. I make rice in it. It's great. Rice can be done so fast. The 3 minute, 1-to-1 ratio with instant pot. It's 1-to-1 ratio for rice. Let it sit for 7 minutes. Release the steam. Good to go. If you need to make meat super tender quickly, you need your pressure pot. Mm-hmm. I think that's essential. And you can find them in America. We have a lot of people who aspire to cook, but they acquire appliances and never cook. And so you can get those things. It doesn't have to be expensive. Mm-hmm. Majority of the stuff that I have for catering and for events and all the things. And in our church, I let people borrow my stuff, like my fine china, all the things. They just need to bring them back. I just have like
have a checkout list.
Checkout list, yes. So it doesn't have to break a bank. Just get it through secondary market.
Yes, because a lot of times if you see it on Facebook Marketplace or the other place that you use, people are saying it's never used or I used this once. Things like Instant Pots and it's brand new condition because they aren't really cooking with it on a regular basis.
Correct.
They don't cook maybe.
If you pre-marinate meat and marinate it and put it in the freezer. The beef bulgogi is this wonderful, it's a Korean dish. It's a thinly sliced beef, and you can buy a pre-sliced beef, but it will cost your arm and a leg, like really cost you an arm and a leg. You can get like eye-round beef, right? That's very lean, and you thinly slice it, but you can also get chuck roast, thinly slice it, and then you can pour the marinade over it in a freezer. It goes, and then you defrost it when you need it. Throw it quickly in a skillet, comes together in a flash, and it really is a great meal.
That would cook almost instantly.
Right. It depends on how big your skillet is.
That's true. You would have to do batches.
Yes, batches. I usually do batches.
Yeah.
So things that can be done in advance, like when we do our Thursday hospitality, I make sure that the house is I have a good cleaning schedule. You don't have to overhaul your house in a day. Just have a good cleaning schedule, like clean areas, like Tuesday this area, Wednesday that area. This is going back to what things that you can delegate. Since we have a lot of people coming through our house, like a fresh, crisp hand towel for everybody. So I think you guys call them washcloths, right? Uh-huh. The smaller little towels.
Right.
We use them as a small personal towel. So I have gobs and gobs of it. They're white, they're bleachable. So on Thursday, when we have community group coming, I have these towels already been washed and have folded because, it's like, what is it, 10 by 10? What is it? You fold it in half. And I give a job to my children. They roll it up and put in a bathroom where the guests go, 2 bathrooms where the guests go. They have their trays with these fresh, crisp hand towels because, as you know, when lots of people go through a house, those 2 little hand towels are not gonna handle it.
End of the night.
Yes, correct.
And they feel really gross. So do you not use hand towels in your bathroom? You only have stacks of washcloths?
No, for the hospitality events.
For the hospitality events.
For our everyday, no, it was just Lex, myself, and our 2 kids. Yeah, just hand towels are fine.
I've never heard that idea before, but I really like it because I have seen people buy the disposable hand towels.
Yeah. Well, you can do that too.
Of paper. Yeah. I haven't bought.
I really
before.
enjoy
What's your idea?
Wiping hands and the clean towel. Mm-hmm. Like it's just crisp and beautiful.
Have a place for them to put it when they're done.
Yes, I have a small, not small, like medium size wicker basket in a bathroom. At first, when we first started doing hospitality, we've been doing it now for years and years. I would put, it was a picture frame, put in, "Dear honored guest, the hand towels are one-time use only. Please discard into the basket below."
Yeah.
Because people don't know.
I would probably
try to reuse
use
it, right?
and set it on the counter.
But we have like,
something.
if you have like 40 kids in a house, you don't know how well they wash hands or don't wash hands. And you just want to make sure that every guest has a good experience in your home.
Washcloths are so inexpensive. You could
correct.
buy a pile from Costco.
Right, that's exactly what I get them.
Yeah.
My friend Janet says that when she was teaching her girls hospitality, like growing up, it's like when we invite people over, we want them to have a clean place to sit, good food to eat, and the bathroom like a tidy bathroom to use, So before the event and a couple of times throughout the event, I go through my house and like I walk through the bathrooms. I walk through to make sure like if anything needs tidying up, I just quickly tidy up and we're good to go.
Well, that's a great tip. Okay, we're on to prep tips. How else would you say you prepare your home in order to make it ready for guests?
Obviously, cleaning, as I mentioned, but like we set up common areas. If you have something that you're consider precious and you would not want broken, remove it. So it's not a temptation to a child and not an embarrassment to people that are going to be in your house. You don't create like a hostile situation for anybody involved. This child
impending disaster.
Yes, this child accidentally breaks something. Now you feel devastated and affronted. And also, I think that being open-handed with your possessions is an important thing. We love the house that we are in, and I obviously pour my heart and soul into it. I want this to be a beautiful, wonderful place to be. It's beautiful, to my liking, to my husband's, to my children's liking, but also Lord is the one who gave us this place. When we were purchasing this home, it was purchased. We discarded a lot of other options in favor of this one because this one would serve for the purpose of hospitality so that everyone is comfortable. So if I need to remove something, I remove it. We have a rule in the house that no closed doors for children, meaning the children may go to the bathroom by themselves, close the door, obviously. That's goes without saying.
Right.
But the door, no children are not allowed to go to rooms and close the doors. If I know there are going to be people with children, I set out a little potty chairs, or like potty thing. Am I saying it right?
Is it where like an insert on
yes,
the big
correct.
toilet?
I set that up as well out so that parents have easy access and they don't have to figure this out and come and get me. We rearrange our furniture a little bit to fit in more people. One rule we do have, because we have week in, week out hospitality basically on the regular, which large groups of people go to our house, that we do not allow children to have food on the couches. Children are to eat food at the tables. No jumping on the couches because, these things cost thousands of dollars and we want to be hospitable, but also we want to honor the fact that my husband does back-breaking work and provides us with this good life, but all of this did not fall into our lap and he works very hard and we want to be hospitable, but also want to preserve the basic integrity of the house.
The items
yes, and it's okay that things will get broken. That's totally fine. That's totally acceptable. I know that things will get broken and it's fine. The accidents do happen. And if accidents happen, one must never freak out.
Right.
Never freak out.
Those basic rules actually teach children just how to be well-mannered.
Yes, and have respect for I do not, same rules follow for us. I personally, if I'm at home alone, I will never go in a couch. My children are not allowed to go. So basically the same rules that apply to our guests apply to us. We don't have like special rules for me, but different rules for thee, And so I have a paint in our previous house. We had a custom paint that was left there by the developer, used the custom paint. And so I had a standing order with Sherwin-Williams for the paint touch-ups because, again, when you have a lot of hospitality, be prepared that your walls will need regular touching up. And it's okay. For this house, I said, the basic white paint that does not require customization, does not require me to go to Sherwin-Williams, so I can just go to Home Depot and get a bucket.
Right.
That's just life, and house is there to be used by people. If the house is a museum, if the children are never allowed to be children, if I come to someone's house and I just have to hover over my children are well-behaved and well-mannered, but they will touch a wall.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's going to happen. If parents have to have this pressure on them that, God forbid, that children touch something and mar something, then parents are never at ease in your home and the spirit of hospitality is not there.
Right.
It's important to make people feel comfortable.
Yes.
And wanting to come back.
Speaking of using things, I feel like with precious things, obviously if you're having a group of children over, you're not going to have out your grandmother's china, most likely. But I feel like there are a lot of things that we make too precious and people don't use them.
Correct.
And so you have this cabinet or drawer and it's full of beautiful things that are never used. And I feel that makes me sad.
Yeah, best.
You should bring it out, use it. If it's grandmother's special tray or china, use it and make it a regular part of your hospitality.
Yes.
Within reason. Sometimes it may just be for adults only. But if you make it so precious that it's never used, what's the point of having it and storing it?
I have a theory. This is why grandmother's china ends up in a thrift store in the first place. Because grandmother's china set in a cabinet for every event, and no one has any sentimental value or any kind of warm feeling attached to it. So for them, it's just trash. It's just the clutter that Granny accumulated, and no one was ever correct. And so I use everything I own. It gets used. We use the fine china, crystal, silverware, the silver that my husband gave me. This gorgeous silver tea service. It gets used all the time. And I also got a couple of teapots because I don't know if you know, Slavs are big into tea. I don't know if you knew that or not, but we make a lot of...
heard.
Yes, you have heard. So I make zavarka. I don't know. Do you know what that is?
Of course not.
Slavs make this. It's not just Russians, Ukrainians, the Slavic culture, Slavic nations. They make this thing called zavarka, which is you use loose leaf tea.
Okay.
You pour it into a teapot, like, your beautiful teapot, and quite a bit of it. You throw in like a couple of good handfuls, and then you pour boiling water over it all the way to the top and let it steep. And this is your tea concentrate. So what you do then, you pick up your cup, you pour about this much. I'm showing her about
a half
7,
inch maybe.
Yeah, 7 millimeters of tea, depending upon the size of your cup. Adjust to liking. And just rest as hot water.
That would be really
that
delicious.
Is actually
it keeps your tea hot.
Correct.
You're ready to serve
Correct. And also tea. So this is how I did not even know that was not how people drank tea. So I make a lot of different flavors of tea. So I set out my little teapots with different zavarka in it.
And it's all concentrate.
All concentrate. So whenever I have an unfamiliar person in my house, does everyone know what zavarka is? And if someone says, not me, then I explain it. But since people have been, like lots of American people been through my house now, they know what zavarka is.
You don't have to explain it.
I do not have to explain it. No.
So they pour a little concentrate, fill it with hot water.
Yeah.
Do you do any sugar, cream?
You can do whatever you want. I always set out both. And I have this great, offer up again, this wonderful, 3 gallons hot, this shiny, beautiful, gorgeous
hot water urn.
Yes, hot water urn. And I got an offer up. Anyway, after I got it, I was washing it. I'm like, oh, it has a maker's name. I looked it up, how much it costs. I nearly fainted.
I can imagine.
It was like $3,000. I got it for $75.
That's
but
incredible.
I use it for all of my events for on Thursdays, since we have a lot of Slavic people in our church. And even American people now drink tea. Mm-hmm. So we set out tea and coffee. And so this thing, it gets used up.
Yeah.
Because my mugs are very large.
Massive.
They're massive, yes. Our mugs in our house are not this big.
No. In fact, she brought to the podcast, a mug, and it's full of tea, right?
Yes, it is.
One of those travel mugs.
Oh, my husband.
The top.
While I was getting ready, I came out. I ran out with my ceramic cup. I'm like, I'm going to make tea. He's like, it's already in the car.
What a guy.
Such a good man.
What a guy.
Such a good man.
That's awesome. Okay, well, tell us your best advice for making people feel welcome when they come into your home.
Obviously, the hostess attitude. Believe it or not, if you have the disadvantage of ever being in someone's home when there is tension in a home, if there has been just a spat between a husband and wife or children or whatever, some kind of tension going on, you can feel it. You can cut it with a knife. And so adjust the attitude immediately. So obviously, having a welcoming attitude, having a ready smile. If I'm in the kitchen and my children are out, like say it's Thursday hospitality, they run to the door and they are trained to say welcome, open the door and say hello, And so obviously the attitude, smile on a hostess face. Never, ever, ever be the hostess that complains how hard she was slaving away.
Oh, no. Oh,
that is the worst but it is actually, I have been in receiving end of that kind of hospitality when the hostess has prepared a beautiful table, but she's complaining how hard she worked and how many hours and days and weeks and etc. How hard this was. It's bad.
It's
it's
very
terrible.
Bad
form, and your guests feel very uncomfortable. And I think that this, to look at the hospitality, maybe I should circle back to the fact that understanding that hospitality is the command, it's the privilege, it's the Lord is pleased with it. It's something that it's the service when you're extending hospitality from the heart. It's a service to your God. And the true hospitality is, the way my husband and I understand it, is that it is something given with open hands and never expected in return. So anyone who we ever welcome in our home, we never have this strings attached that now we expect to be invited and we expect it to be catered or thanked to umpteenth degree. No. The Lord gives, and it's the Lord's command. We are blessed by the hospitality we provide. I have been sanctified in so many ways and has grown as a hostess, as a Christian, in multiple ways by extending hospitality.
Yes.
And it's good to extend hospitality to people you never expect to hear back from or whatever.
And like you mentioned, when we are doing it for the Lord. We are not doing it for praise, for somebody to pat us on the back or tell us how great we are or how hard we worked. Obviously, a thank you or a compliment can be nice, but we don't in any way expect that.
Correct.
And with hospitality, you do have to understand 100% it's hard work. It's work.
Absolutely. It is work.
There's nothing easy about it. You are actually having to put your tennis shoes on and roll up your sleeves.
Correct.
And it's going to take a while.
If you are doing hospitality for any other reason than for your Lord, you will burn out, because there's honestly not enough compliments in this world and not enough accolades and adoration. When it's done from selfish ambition, nothing is ever enough. No amount of praise will ever be enough. And I have seen people burn out on hospitality. I would be foolish to say that could never happen to me. No, this is something that we have to pray as people providing hospitality and as homemakers, and to continuously ask the Lord to unclench our hands, to prune us from this selfish desire, and to say, like, Lord, if you see in me the selfish desire, please trim it away. Because it will not lead to anything good. It will just lead to burnout and just this sort of kind of jaded attitude, like kind of,
Right. The worth and value that we have, the blessing we receive from hospitality when we are the ones giving, it is from obedience to Christ.
Correct.
And to the command. It's not from someone praising us.
Correct.
So you're never going to feel fulfilled and like this was so worth it because of something someone else said to you.
Yes, correct. And that's the attitude that my husband and I hold. And we're blessed to be in a community where people are hospitable. Mary Spattle, that you have had on a podcast before, she's an amazing hostess. Like, this woman is extremely hardworking. I have benefited so much from knowing her and her attitude towards hospitality and how to provide hospitality. There are also there are so many different ladies in our churk that provide open-handed. And I think it's important to remember, maybe sort of being a little tangential, veering away from what you asked, that to never compare your hospitality to another woman's hospitality. You provide hospitality this way, she provides it differently. Her and her husband decided this is the kind of hospitality they provide, and that's fine. There's a family in our church, they have 5 boys. One of them goes to NSA. He's an older boy, Evelyn and Calvin Kwan. And these people are wonderful. They just invite a bunch of people and say, on these days we have open house from this time. We're going to make this. If you want to, bring a side, bring something to grill, and come hang out, bring a game. And it's just like games as in like table games or something like that. And so people just show up throughout the time. People just show up with their stuff to grill and they just throw it on a common table. And it's just wonderful. Evelyn is a wonderful, hospitable person. And I've been at her house now twice. We liked it so much. My husband's like, we need to do this next summer. Just invite, basically, come come, join.
These are the hours
join
that
us. Yes.
our home is open.
Exactly.
The grill's hot.
Oh, 9 grills are hot.
Grills are running.
Because my husband built this, we have this property for children to play. He built a great playhouse for kids with an obstacle course and everything. And so kids can enjoy, and we can set up some long games, and everyone can just hang out and have a great time. So, and again, her hospitality and my hospitality looks different. Yeah. And I'm learning something from her. Mm-hmm. I'm learning something from other ladies in the church. And our hospitality does not need to be the same. It's the attitude of the heart that matters the most. Everything flows from that. Yeah. If you want to be known as the hostess with the mostest, that's a selfish ambition. This is not to say that we're not to strive towards excellence. I believe as homemakers, we are to work hard, we're to strive for excellence, and it's totally fine to provide fine hospitality. There's different occasions call for different kind of hospitality, and I'm not saying that this is called to mediocrity or something, not at all. But the attitude of the heart is what's most important, and not the selfish ambition. Right. To be recognize them, I'm the best at this. Never that. This is what happens when the women start gatekeeping their recipes and giving fake recipes to friends.
Exactly. No, I had actually never heard of that before. Someone mentioned it. May have been Rachel Jankovic. I don't know. Somebody had mentioned it when they were talking about how sometimes when people ask for a recipe, for one, sometimes people don't give it, but also that they will give it but change it so you can't make it as good as they do. I have never heard of that in my life. That is the most bizarre thing
That's terrible.
I have ever heard.
Christian women should not be known for this. So I realized that if someone has, for example, if someone has a business and they have a bakery, for example, and they have their own trade secrets.
Sure.
I understand
Sometimes
that.
you have to say
it's a business. For example, someone makes a particular sugar cookie that's unlike any other, and it's a business. They have a business with that. I totally understand that.
It's a different deal altogether.
Different deal. But if you are a homemaker and you are a Christian woman, we should be all trying to basically strive towards excellence, and our sisters rising together with us does not mean that we are getting worse. You know what I mean?
You're helping each other out to be better with all of your shared recipes, which is the point of Come Over for Dinner podcast, honestly.
Yeah.
Tips, recipes, things that we can share to make each other better and have new inspiration. I really liked what you said in the beginning, too, about hospitality can look different ways. Well, we're just continually in a life of hospitality. Yes. So it can look different ways between two friends or two ladies in church together on big events, but it also can be something small. So I think we also need to remember not to disparage, even for ourselves, the small things we do, the small efforts that we give. When we are giving hospitality, it's an action. Love is an action. It is hard work. We are giving something to someone, and it can be this fabulous meal for 30, 40 people, or it can be that you took cookies to a widow neighbor down the street and had tea on her porch with her. It can be lots of small things, or caring for a child, like you mentioned, and just not disparaging small efforts in ourselves and thinking, well, that's not good enough, or I didn't actually do anything that was worth something. It is. And then continually striving for excellence to be better. And as time allows and as God allows, resources and just bigger events, having more people to our home or doing bigger things. And you've mentioned so many neat ideas on here. I love it. Yeah. And then the open house, that's something new I've never thought of before. Yeah. So
I think it's really important, though, for us ladies to make sure we run our hospitality ambitions by our husbands and go from there, because hospitality does cost money, and hospitality is a sacrifice. And a financial sacrifice for the family, because you are obviously doubling your grocery budget. If I do hospitality, a couple of meal trains a week, plus this, plus that, on Thursdays, we always, since we're the host home, I always try to have a protein. Proteins will cost more than sides. And so check with your husband what it is he's okay with, what vision he has for the hospitality. And then just throw yourself at it and just do your utmost, and we can do this, ladies.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it builds the culture. This is the very stuff of life. Like I said, it's what the hospitality, food, the stuff we do in the kitchen, and the way that we welcome people in their home, it builds the culture. It changes the world, as shocking as that is, right? Because my husband says, like, no one can say a person who just buys his food in a drive-through and eats it in a parking lot cannot say that
he's building culture.
He's building a culture, or that they have friends. When someone provides you with hospitality, it means they care for you. Do you have somebody who loves you?
Well, and you're becoming a part of each other's lives.
Yeah.
Through the...
Nothing like like a table fellowship, right?
Right. Through the meal you're eating, but because you're talking, you're visiting, you're having conversation, you are getting to know each other.
Correct.
Before we move forward, a big thank you to the sponsors for supporting today's episode. Have you ever thought about how much science is involved in cooking? Chemistry, physics, and biology are at play all over your kitchen. On the cutting board, in the mixing bowl, on the stovetop, and in the oven. Inquisicook is on a mission to show students that science can be relevant, fascinating, and delicious, all while teaching an essential life skill. Inquisicook begins with the basics of food science and culinary arts, then adds skills and concepts in a carefully crafted sequence that leads to proficiency. Best of all, the principles can be applied to any cuisine, any available foods, and any dietary restrictions. So when it's time for people to come over for dinner, the options are endless. Visit inquisicook.com to view sample lessons, then check out the recipe gallery to see just how crave-worthy science can be. Pure and Lovely Tallow began with one mom's desire to find non-toxic and effective skincare that was safe for her whole family. That's when she discovered tallow, simple, nourishing, and incredibly healing for your skin. Each product is handcrafted in small batches with just a handful of wholesome ingredients, using organic and grass-fed tallow sourced from small Minnesota farms. Nothing more, nothing toxic, just the way skincare should be. Whether it's everyday moisture, calming an eczema flare-up, treating your baby's diaper rash, or soothing hard-working hands, Pure and Lovely Tallow is made for the whole family. Check out their whipped tallow, deodorant, lip balms, and more at pureandlovelytallow.com. And because you're listening here, use code BESS for 10% off at checkout. What is your must-have kitchen item, and where can we find it? Besides your freezer, your 9 grills, your giant urns, what else?
Okay, so good skillets. Then I call it chopper. It's the vegetable chopper.
Like the Full Star?
I don't know.
Is it one where it has this square?
No, ma'am, something a lot simpler.
Okay, and you pull it down?
Yeah, something similar, same concept, a lot cheaper. I have gone through many. They have an expiration date. Yes, depends.
Short lifespan.
Yes, depends on how much you cook, which I do a lot. And so chopping your vegetables uniformly. If I make borscht and I have to make a lot of chopped vegetables, the borscht is has a ton of veg in there. And so chopper, like Amazon has them. I've gone through several. I have some I like more than the others. If I make a lasagna, if I make one, I make 6. Cook 1, freeze 6. Here you go. But that takes a lot of onions. If I need to chop a bag of onions, how long will it take me just doing it by hand? Besides, I have my wrist problem. So I just cut it in half, and if the onion is big, you cut it in quarters, and then just slam this baby.
Okay. That is similar to the Full Star. Do you have a favorite brand?
No, I have not arrived. If you have one to recommend, I would love to know.
Well, I have had a lot of people recommend the Full Star. I found at Marshall's. Was it Marshall's? Yeah. I think it was Marshall's. Maybe it was Ross. But, just those sort of stores, I'm sure you could find it at any of them. But they had one from Cuisinart, and it was the same thing. It has the blades where it can be a small dice or a medium dice. And I use it all the time for onions and peppers and things like that. So I guess maybe the brand doesn't matter because it wasn't super expensive.
Yeah, yes. A good spatula. I have this French made plastic spatula. I know it looks very unimpressive. It's like gray looking, kind of homely, but boy, is it well ergonomically designed. America's Test Kitchen recommended it and their products recommend.
Is it oval at the top?
No, I'll show you a picture afterwards.
Okay, we'll have to put this on her blog post page.
It's a little on the pricier side, but to me it's completely worth it, because if I'm there flipping things, I need the good stuff. So chopper, this mandolin slicer. Some of the things that need to have like the shoestring slice, kind of almost like, what is the other word for it? Am I using the right word?
Maybe. I know what you're talking about, because I use it for scalloped potatoes. Okay, scalloped, real thin slice.
Yes, that's perfect.
And you need them uniform, otherwise it doesn't cook.
Exactly.
Well.
Correct.
Something's done and something's not done.
Or if you're making a beautiful bagel board and you want your cucumber slices to look nice and uniform, it looks polished. It just basically brings your goods to a next level. If you're hosting,
it makes it look beautiful.
Yeah, if I'm making burgers I need to make, like, say 400 slices of onions, 400 slices of tomato, 400 slices of pickles, and I need those to be uniform. So it's obviously a good time-saving technique. When we do church camp, if I use my slicer and my dicer to make fried potatoes in the morning.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so you can go through massive amount of vegetables in a short period of time, because if I'm standing there and chopping, it'll take me hours. I already get up early.
Yeah. There's only so much time in a day.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So a good food processor for making pie crusts and making cheesecake base. That's good. Obviously KitchenAid for me, because of all the bread baking and all the frosting that I make.
Yeah.
I once, my first veering into large hospitality was years ago, when I catered a wedding for 500 and I was the only baker.
You're kidding.
No.
That's incredible.
I didn't leave. Obviously, I baked for days and days before, but the last home stretch, I didn't leave the kitchen for 26 hours. It was just crazy. Like, I did not leave. When I say did not leave the kitchen, I did not leave the kitchen.
Okay, that tea better have some serious caffeine in it. How did you survive?
It was just basically, this was before I had children. I wouldn't do that now. I have a friend who's getting married, and she asked me, and my husband, I ran all of my hospitality commitments by my husband, because I have this incredible opportunity to think that I can do it all.
Oh, yes.
I don't understand what it is with me, but
something about your brain says, "Oh, of course you can do a wedding for 500 by yourself."
Of course. So I just, and it's easy to get sucked into, like, okay, I'll do this, and then I will do this, and so I ran my commitments by my husband, and he said it's totally fine if you agree to make like this many things for like 250 cheesecakes, the mini cheesecakes, not full size. And he's like, one thing, just choose one thing, because then another thing what happens is that if you overcommit, then, like a friend told me, it's like when you are saying yes to something, you're automatically saying no to something else. So if you're saying yes to this huge commitment, you need to look how this affects your family.
That's actually a very good point, because you only have so much time, truly.
That's the wisdom of Mary Spatterall right there. Because I have a husband, that's my primary priority, is my husband and my children. And then the hospitality has to be outflow of that, and not in spite of them. Or am I saying it right?
In sacrificing their needs.
Yes, you have to your primary priorities, primary duties have to be fulfilled first, then outflow from there. And things have to be in the right place. So this was my crazy hospitality for 500. That was before I had children.
Yeah.
And it was just a married woman with lots of time.
Sure.
I still worked, but I had like lots of time to... Anyway, that was wild. I do not... I know I can do it, but I never want to repeat that again.
Right.
You just tell yourself, you put your one foot in front of the other and say, you've got this.
I'm going to get through this.
Yes, just do the next right thing.
Yep. Okay, speaking of stories... What is a great story? She told me before we started that she had a really good one.
Well, you might have to edit this one out. I'll tell you, but you might have to edit it out.
Go for it.
Okay. So our church is kind of a new church plant. We got planted from a mother church, then we became like independent from the mother church. And I've noticed this couple coming to our church. Like a young woman, she's advancedly pregnant, like obviously pregnant. And I've seen them on a couple of occasions, and I'm like, I don't know them. And I'm like, I'm going to come up and talk to them. Just introduce myself. It's
Sure.
good to be hospitable, right? So I grabbed my friend Mary and I'm like, let's go introduce ourselves. Because these are young people. I mean, these are new people. And she's like, okay, let's go. So we go up and we're like, hi, I'm Nicole, I'm Mary. And we're having a conversation with them and like chatting with a lady. And they're here from Arizona, just visiting, looking for a church. She's pregnant with twins. First babies. So this is the first parenthood experience for them. And they're young. They're obviously very young. And in my mind, I'm like, great. I'm going to invite them to my house. I'm like, to our community group, because there's, young people. These are new people to town. They don't have anybody. They don't know anyone. And I'm like, I'm going to throw them a baby shower. It's cool. I already have everything.
You already have all the hospitality plans.
No, exactly. Because I already have like all the stuff necessary to throw a shower. And we're just chatting and on. And then, so we say goodbye to them. And then Mary texts me and says, hey, just so you know, the people said they will not be coming back to church anymore. And I'm like, why? And she said, the lady of the couple, the female, said that it's been revealed to her that one of us has a spirit of adultery in us. I nearly fell over. So I'm like,
she was saying like God told her.
Yes, that God told her. Yes, that one of us has a spirit of adultery. And I'm like, I could be his mother. Does he not know?
She had this kind of jealousy.
I have no idea.
Husband, I
guess
because
so. I don't know.
Came up who was
a
younger lady.
We were not even younger. We're old. I mean, my friend Mary is younger than me, but I'm old.
It's so sad when somebody has that many.
Anyway,
what do you call that? Like when somebody is
insecurities.
Yes, they're so insecure that they cannot. They're going to make up something like that in order to.
Yeah, I don't know. I do not believe in this. Like God told me, no.
From church.
There is a show me a chapter in a verse, because then our elders handled it well. Thank God.
Well, and what a silly thing to say when people are welcoming you. You're going to have young families welcoming you, young ladies, young men, whoever, and you can't have that kind of.
So that was wild. I'm like, all of us trying. I don't know if it was me or her. So I'm like, well, if it helps, I will just please tell them I'm very, very old. He could be my son. Well, I'm not very old. I'm like in my early 40s, but the boy was young,
right?
And
that's so sad.
And it's very hard to be
on such a vibrant church community.
Yeah.
Wonderful because friends who would welcome them and have them a baby shower.
Because it's like after you have a baby, and I have had a woman who have had children. The time after first baby, it's wild. Mm-hmm. You're like not sleeping. Your hormonal is just a wild ride.
Sure.
And if someone is bringing you a meal or someone is there to like just supply the basic needs, like because we set up meal trains for all the new moms and and you miss out on a fellowship and so that was wild to me. I was floored. You might have to edit this out.
No,
just check with your who are you to check with. But that was
that
insane.
Is a new story. That's a new story.
That was crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's my wild hospitality story.
One good thing about it, your heart was in the right place. You were being welcoming to new people at church, and you were in your mind already planning having them to your home and a baby shower for twins, and you were already just ready. And God saw that, and that counts.
Yeah, well, not all your hospitality overtures will be taken correctly.
Well, hopefully that young couple will.
I just hope so. I hope that they're okay, because it's hard to have a baby when you don't have any family around, and it's even harder when it's twins.
Well, hopefully God will somehow still use your welcoming, your friendliness to reach them, and that they will turn around one day and maybe even come back to church.
I hope so. I don't know if they moved on somewhere and never seen them since.
No, because you have the spirit of adultery, apparently.
Or me or Mary, I don't know. I mean, this woman with 5 kids, obviously.
Right. And you with 2 and happily married. But
and so much older.
Oh, my word. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and tell us all of your tips and share so many amazing recipes and cooking items. I love it. You have just been such a blessing.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow the show and leave a review. It helps new people be able to find the podcast. And if you enjoyed this conversation especially, be sure to share it with a friend. Thank you for your time.